Bob Hutchins.
Buzztown Radio. Buzztown Radio. Buzztown Radio.
Well, good afternoon. Welcome along to Soul on Saturday here on Buzztown Radio. I'm Bob Hutchins. I'll be with you until 4 o'clock this afternoon, playing a great mix of soul, northern soul, and Motown. I'd like to say good afternoon and welcome to listeners who are tuned in on Keep the Faith Internet Radio, who are joining us this afternoon. Now, I don't know how I'm sounding because I've got a brand new mic and, well, it only arrived 2 hours ago. My old one broke over the last 2 days. Hopefully I'm sounding okay. I'm not a sound engineer, that's the trouble. Well, if you're in Leighton Buzzard at the moment, it's absolutely lashing it down. It really is, yeah. Heavy rain. I'll tell you more about the weather forecast a little later on this afternoon. Okay, let's get underway, shall we? Here's Jerry Lee Lewis. Shotgun Man. Yeah, getting us underway this afternoon, Jerry Lee Lewis and Shotgun Man, B-side to Turn On Your Love Light, released on Smash Records in October 1967, composed by Diedrich Malone and Joseph Scott. The UK edition was released by Philips the same month, October 1967. This is Buzztown Radio. Welcome along to Soul on Saturday. I'm Bob Hutchins. Here's the Moons. This is Camera. Buzztown Radio, that was The Moons and the instrumental B-side of Gamera. Never gets played, the instrumental version, that's why I played it today. It's the theme from the motion picture Gamera the Invincible. Came out on Date Records in December 1966. Well, I told you it was bucketing it down with rain when we started the show. Well, believe it or not, I can see the sun shining outside the window now. Yeah, mixed weather here in Leighton Buzzard today. It's going to get worse. I'll tell you about it later.
Bob Hutchins on Buzztown Radio.
This is Greg Perry, Head Over Heels, in brackets, In Love. Buzztown Radio, that was Greg Perry for you there, and Head Over Heels in Love, B-side to Love Control, released on Chess Records, November 1967. It was produced by Greg Perry himself, arranged by Charles Stepney, and composed by Greg Perry along with Sidney Barnes, who is, or certainly was, over here in the UK. He's in his 80s now, is Sidney Barnes, and he sort of said this will be his last time touring the UK, so if you missed it, you probably won't get another chance to do that again. Good morning to Michael Corderano over there in Cleveland, Ohio. Welcome to Soul on Saturday, Michael. This is Dusty Springfield, Ain't No Sunshine Since You've Been Gone. Yeah, the late great Dusty Springfield and Ain't No Sun Since You've Been Gone. It was track 1 on the A-side of her album Definitely, or Dusty Definitely was the title. Came out on the 22nd of November 1968. The orchestra conducted by John Paul Jones, and of course that great song, A Motown composition, Cornelius Grant, Norman Whitfield and Sylvia Moy. You're listening to So as you know, every Saturday in the first hour we celebrate the births of any soul artists that were born on this day, and then in hour 2 we remember anyone who passed on this day. Now there are no soul singers that passed on this day, but we do have 4 births for you in hour 1. So on the 13th of September 1940, Jamaican British soul ska singer Jimmy James, known for songs like Come to Me Softly, Now Is the Time, and I'll Go Where Your Music Takes Me. He was born in somewhere in Jamaica. It doesn't actually tell me where he was born, but he was born in Jamaica, of course. And for a time, Jimmy James and the Vagabonds were two completely different acts until they got together in the 60s. Sadly, we lost him 14th of May. That was last year now, 2024, at the age of 83. Now, 13th September 1933 was the birth of Louis Steinberg, American musician, best known as the original bass guitar player for soul music group Booker T and the MGs. Steinberg received a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2007. We lost him 21st of July 2016 at the age of 62. 13th of September 1956, American singer-songwriter, actress and producer Joni Sledge, best known as founding member of Sister Sledge, who were best known for their hits We Are Family and He's the Greatest Dancer. Sledge passed away from natural causes 10th of March 2017. Far too young, she was just 60. 13th of September 1959, Sheldon Reynolds, American guitarist, singer, songwriter. Reynolds is a former member of the bands The Sun, The Commodores, Earth, Wind and Fire. He was at one time married to Janie Hendrix, the adopted sister of Jimi Hendrix. Sheldon we lost on the 23rd of May 2023 at the age of 63. I noticed that I got 2 of them the wrong way round, didn't I? I should have started with 33. I started with 40. But I've got the tunes in the right order. Here we go. Kicking off the tunes that celebrate those artists. Here's Booker T and the MGs, Green Onions. Buzzdown Radio, Booker T and the MGs for you there, and Green Onions, released on the Stax label, July of 1962, composed by Booker T. Jones, Steve Cropper, Al Jackson and Louis Steinberg. Both Billboard and Cashbox reviewed it 21st of July 1962, and it was released on London Records on the 14th of September. Now, the record itself reached number 3 in the US Billboard Top 100, and it was also number 1 on their R&B chart. However, and on its original release, it absolutely flopped here in the UK. It was probably regarded as a bit too progressive and futuristic, I suppose. However, 17 years later, it reached number 7 in the UK chart, attracting much publicity when it was featured in the 1979 British mod film Quadrophenia. You're listening to Soul on Saturday. I'm Bob Hutchins. Welcome along. Here's the second of those birthday tunes, and this is a record. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 versions that I know of this. This is the American one, which gets played on the Northern Soul scene. It's Jimmy James and the Vagabonds, Come to Me Softly. Such a beautiful song, that one. Jimmy James and the Vagabonds, Come to Me Softly, started life as a ska tune in the early 60s. That was the 1968 recording, released in, 67 it was recorded, released in January of 1968 on Atco Records in the United States, with Hi Diddly Dee Dum Dum on the B-side. It was produced by Jimmy James and Peter Meaden, arranged by Anthony King and composed composed by Jimmy himself. The UK release from May 66, which came out on Piccadilly Records, is a slightly different and somewhat slower version of that. And then back into modern times, he recorded a version of that with Marcia Griffith. Absolutely brilliant. It's just not a bad version of that song. Okay, on to the next. You're listening to
Bob Hutchins, soul on Saturday, great soul music live on Buzztown Radio, Buzztown Radio, Buzztown Radio, Buzztown Radio.
Sister Sledge, Love Don't Go Through No Changes on Me. Sister Sledge for you here on Buzztown Radio, and Love Don't Go Through No Changes on Me, an A-side on Atco Records from the 15th of November 1974, produced by Tony Silvestre, Bert Decotto. It was arranged by Bert Supercharts Decotto. I wonder where he got that nickname from. Composed by Patrick Grant and Gwen Guthrie. Now, the UK edition, that was released on Atlantic Records 31st of January the following year. And Melody Maker of the 1st of February 75 has a full-page ad on page 31, headed January 24th, Black Friday, listing 4 albums and 4 singles released on that date, including this one. You're listening to Buzztown Radio. I'd like to say good afternoon to YoMac100 on Mixcloud. Welcome to the show. Okay, here's the Commodores and Sail On. Buzztown Radio, that was Sail On from the Commodores for you, released on Motown Records 27th of July 1979, produced and arranged by James Anthony Carmichael and the Commodores, and composed by Lionel Richie. Billboard magazine, well, it entered the Billboard Hot 100 on the 8th of November 79, and actually, that could be the English dating that I've got there. So that will be the 11th of August, 1979. Reached number 4. Billboard Adult Contemporary chart reached number 9, and the R&B chart only number 8. The UK edition with Captain Quick Draw on the B-side, different to the US single, which had thumping music. The UK edition released 10th of August 1979 by Motown, and it reached number 8 on the 29th of September. All told, it spent 10 weeks in the UK chart, entering at 59 on the 25th of August, and final placing of 51 on the 27th of October. Of those 10 weeks then, 7 in the top 40, 4 in the top 20, and 1 in the top 10. Okay, now we've had a request from YoMac100, and it's not one that I've actually got on the system, but I'm able to play it for you from that little great music collection, In the Sky. It's a very soulful tune, this one. I think you'll all enjoy it. It's Brenda Lee and Break It To Me Gently. Yeah, the Torches here on Buzztown Radio, and No I Won't. That was released Ring O Records in 1965, composed by Earl Thompson at Ring O Records, where they were located, Suite 807, 1697 Broadway, New York. On your radio.
Bob Hutchins on Buzztown Radio.
Get ready to dance. Here's our modern room twosome.
A modern room twosome, starting with Jackie Ross and Little Milton. I'm in love with you. Jackie Ross and Little Milton and I'm in Love With You, track 4 on the A side of their album In Perspective, released on Golden Ear Records in the US in 1981, composed by James Van Leer. There was no UK issue of that. This is Buzztown Radio. Up next, Ron Fur, Holder from 1978. That was Ron Fur and Holder. Quite a rare record, that one. It's on the RF Production Company record label. It doesn't have a catalogue number. Produced by Reed Brannan, who co-composed it with somebody called Holliman. You're listening to the weather for Leighton Buzzard to this afternoon and into the evening. You're going to find light showers changing to sunny intervals as the afternoon wears on. There's a high of 16 degrees centigrade. Wind is coming in from a westerly direction at 13 miles per hour, easing as we move into the evening. From gusts of 30 miles per hour dropping to about 7 miles per hour by midnight. UV rating is medium, pollution and pollen low, and sunset tonight is 1921. Overnight, clear skies. Temperatures at midnight will be 10 degrees centigrade, dropping to 8 by 6 a.m. Sunrise is at 6:36 tomorrow, and it's starting sunny, although changing to cloudy by 11 o'clock. The afternoon tomorrow will see heavy rain dying out from about 9 p.m. onwards, and winds are coming at you from a southerly direction, 4 to 8 miles per hour, rising to 17, with gusts between 22 and 33. Sunset is 1919. For the week, well, Monday, sunny spells, 18 degrees. Tuesday, sunny spells, 19. Wednesday, light rain, changing to overcast by late morning, 20. Thursday, sunny intervals, changing to partly cloudy by early evening, 19. And on Friday, changing overcast, changing to sunny intervals by lunchtime, with a high of 20 degrees centigrade. Going to warm up a little bit, isn't it, for Friday? This is Buzztown Radio.
Now, back to the music.
Serving Leighton Buzzard, Dunstable, and the surrounding villages. This is Buzztown Radio.
Ain't no place like Motown. Listen while we play.
Two great Motown tunes for you now, starting with this one from the Elgins. Good Lovin'. Yeah, the fabulous Elgins there, one of the most underrated groups on Motown. Started, of course, as the Downbeats. That was Good Lovin', taken from the album Darling Baby. It was track 5 on the A-side, released by VIP Records in August 1966, composed by Arthur Resnick and Rudy Clark. The UK edition of that album released by Tamala Motown in September of 1968. So, of course, we had a request earlier from Yomac 100. Yomac is from Charlotte in North Carolina, United States. Always great to have people from overseas listening to Buzztown Radio. And I myself, I listen to a few shows, people like Bob Kelly, Ron Sedaley over in the States. That's just to name a couple. Let's have that second Motown tune now. Here's Marvin Gaye. It's a Desperate Situation. Fabulous Marvin Gaye, and It's a Desperate Situation, which was on the B-side to This Love-Starved Heart of Mine Is Killing Me, released on Tamla Records, 15th of December 1994 down there. Must have been. I don't know how I managed that, so I got the wrong year on the American release. So let's have a look. No idea. Promo piece. I see. Right, well, it was initially unreleased. That's what it is. Recorded 7th of March 1968. The A-side was recorded 22nd June 1967. And Tamla brought it out on the 15th of December 1994. It was a promo piece issued to support the Marvin Gaye Classic Collection, which was a 4-box CD set. There you have it. That's why. So I haven't got the wrong date. It was never released as a single originally. Produced by Ivy Joe Hunter, who co-composed it with Pam Sawyer. On your radio,
Bob Hutchins on Buzztown Radio.
let's finish hour one with Sliced Tomatoes. Here's the Just Brothers. Yeah, the Just Brothers for you there. Sliced Tomatoes.
Buzztown Radio, it's coming alive. Buzztown Radio, Buzztown Radio, it's coming alive. Buzztown Radio. Buzztown Radio, it's coming alive. Buzztown Radio.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here's another hour of great soul music on Buzztown Radio with Bob H.
Bob Hutchins on Buzztown Radio.
Welcome back to hour two of Soul on Saturday here on Buzztown Radio. Got more great tunes for you during this next hour. Let's kick it off with Ketty Lester. Some things are better left unsaid. Buzztown Radio, that was Ketty Lester, and Some Things Are Better Left Unsaid. A-side on RCA Victor Records from March of 1964. Produced by Hugo and Luigi. Arranged by Sammy Lowe. Composed by William Weeks and Lorraine Peden. Although William Weeks' name is omitted from the record label. We know he co-composed it because it was copyrighted words and music by the pair of them. Copyrighted by OB Music Inc. on the 18th of March 1964. Cashbox reviewed it 14th of March, and the UK edition on the RCA Victor label was released 26th of March 1964, with New Musical Express reviewing it the following day. Here's a cracker from Jackie Wilson. Since you showed me how to be happy. Yeah, Jackie Wilson here on Buzzdown, and Since You Showed Me How to Be Happy, an A-side on Brunswick Records from November 1967, arranged by Sonny Sanders, produced by Carl Davis, composed by Floyd Smith, Gary Jackson and Gerald Sims. Billboard magazine reviewed it on the 18th of November, and it entered the Billboard Hot 100 on the 25th. Reached number 32. It also reached number 22 on the US R&B chart. The UK edition released on Coral Records 15th of December 1967. I want to say good afternoon to Stevie Hodge and Richard Rules on Mixcloud. Welcome to the show. You're listening to
Buzztown Radio.
Randolph Walker.
That good old soul.
That's the title. Buzztown Radio. That was good old soul. Here's Martha Starr. Love is the only solution. That was Martha Starr. Love is the only solution. An A-side on Thelma Records from 1966, produced and composed by Don Mancha, copyrighted on the 30th of January 67. No UK issue of that one. Martha Starr, real name Martha Ann Shamley, born 1945. She went to St Francis Elementary School, Sterling High School outside of Greenville, South Carolina, and she started singing when she was 12 in the choir at Sweet Canaan Baptist Church. In 1964, she moved to Michigan after her grandmother died and worked for the Ford Motor Company. She had a brief relationship with Dennis Edwards, but after they split, she was singing with Steve Mancha. She had 3 releases on Thelma Records in the mid-60s, and of course those records very popular on the northern soul scene. On your radio.
Bob Hutchins, soul on Saturday. Great soul music live on Buzztown Radio. Buzztown Radio, Buzztown Radio, Buzztown Radio.
Get ready to dance. Here's our modern room twosome.
I say good afternoon to Catacombs Mick on Mixcloud. Here's Bessie Banks, Don't You Worry Baby. The best is yet to come. Buzztown Radio, Bessie Banks and Don't You Worry Baby, the best is yet to come, released on Quality Records in 1976, arranged by Malcolm Addy, composed by Clyde Otis and Herman Kelly. Here's Backyard Construction, I Want Your Lovin'. Buzztown Radio, that was Backyard Construction and I Want Your Lovin', released on Backyard Construction Records. Came out in 1980, composed by Jimmy Williams, and the single taken from the album Food of Life, recorded at Soundhouse Studios. Backyard Construction Records, they were located at 118 Broadway, Newborough, New York, 12550. On your radio.
I'm Hutchins on Buzztown Radio.
This is Audrey Atkins, or Akins. Audrey Akins here on Buzztown Radio. That's the man, that's mine. Released on Karate Records, October 1965, arranged and composed by Bob Halley. Billboard magazine reviewed it 16th of October 1965 on page 18. Bit of Billy Butler and the 4 Enchanters for you now. This is Found True Love. Billy Butler and the 4 Enchanters. We only play the best soul here on Soul on Saturday. That was Found True Love, A-side on OK Records from August 1963, arranged by Johnny Pate, produced by Carl Davis and composed by Curtis Mayfield and Billy Butler himself. Billboard magazine reviewed it 31st of August and it reached 134 in Billboard's Bubbling Under chart in November 1963. This is
Buzztown Radio.
Buzztown Radio weather.
Yes, our weather for this afternoon and into the evening. Light showers changing to sunny intervals as we move on into the day, of a high of 16 degrees centigrade. Wind coming from a westerly direction at 13 miles per hour, easing into the evening with gusts of up to 30 miles per hour, although by midnight it should have dropped back to about 7 miles per hour. UV is medium, pollution and pollen low. Sunset tonight 1921. overnight, clear skies. Temperatures at midnight will be 10 degrees centigrade, dropping to 8 by 6 a.m. And then into Sunday, where sunrise is at 6:36, and it starts sunny. Clouds over by 11 o'clock, and then the afternoon is going to see heavy rain, which should die out by 9 p.m. Wind coming from southerly direction at 4 to 8 miles per hour, rising to 17 miles per hour as we go through the afternoon, with gusts between 23 and 33. 19:19, 2 minutes earlier, is sunset on Sunday. Into the week, Monday, sunny spells 18, Tuesday, sunny spells 19, Wednesday, light rain changing to overcast by late morning 20, Thursday, sunny intervals changing to partly cloudy by early evening 19, and then on Friday, it'll be overcast changing to sunny intervals by lunchtime 20 degrees centigrade. That's your weather for Leighton Buzzard and the surrounding villages. Let's get back to the music. Here's Dickie and Gloria, Mr. Clean. Dickie and Gloria there with Mr. Clean, released on Diamond Records in March of 1964. It was an A. Frost Meckler production, composed by Dickie Williams, and copyrighted on the 9th of December 1963. This is Buzztown Radio. I'm Bob Hutchins. You're listening to Soul on Saturday. Here's the Shirelles. Wait till I give the signal. Recorded at Septa Studios, New York. The Shirelles there, and Wait Till I Give the Signal, which was the B-side to Wild and Sweet, released by Scepter Records in January of 1968. Arranged by Tom Washington, of course, produced by Bill Shepherd, and composed by Bobby Miller. On your radio, you're listening to
Bob Hutchins on Buzztown Radio.
Ain't no place like Motown. Listen while we play.
two tunes from Motown, starting with Diana Ross. Diana Ross here on Buzztown Radio, and now that there's you. Now that there's you. It makes sense when you say it the second time. It was track 2 on the A-side of her album entitled Diana Ross, released on Motown Records on the 19th of June 1970. Produced and composed by that fabulous songwriting team, Nick Ashford and Valerie Simpson. UK edition of the album released by Tamala Motown in the October of 1970. Well, keep the faith, internet radio listeners will recognise this next young lady, a regular listener to the station. It's Carolyn Crawford. Think of the Times. Recorded in 1964 but unreleased, Carolyn Crawford, Think of the Times. You can find that on A Cellar Full of Motown, Volume 4. It's on CD1, track 20, released in the UK on the 30th of August 2010, composed by Norman Whitfield and Johnny Bristol. On your radio.
Buzztown Radio.
Here's the Cal Osborne Band. That's what's happening. Labelled up as Kel Osborne's Band, that was the instrumental B-side to Kel and Cherry, That's What's Happening, released on Glow Hill Records in 1965, composed by Kel Osborne. This is Soul on Saturday here on Buzztown Radio. I'm Bob Hutchins. Welcome along. Just a reminder, our next show this afternoon after the jukebox plays out for a couple of hours, it will be, let me have a look at my notes, should have opened them first, shouldn't I? It's Jeff Dorset at 6 p.m. with solid gold 60s. Then at 8 o'clock tonight, DJ Bobby H, Sounds of Jamaica Oldies show. Between 8 o'clock and midnight, 4 hours of vintage ska, rock steady and reggae tunes for you. Here's Barbara and the Castles. Ooh, she's looking grim. Yes, stony face. Barbara and the Castles and Stony Face. Good afternoon to Steppen on Mixcloud. That was the B-side to Don't Hurt Me Baby, released on the Ruby Doo record label, catalogue number 6 in 1966, produced by Chester Pipkin, who co-composed it with brother Gary. You're listening to
This is Buzztown Radio. Late Buzz at Dunstable and the surrounding villages. This is Buzztown Radio.
Walter Jackson, 1966. Came out Christmas Eve, believe it or not. One Heart Lonely. Yeah, Walter Jackson on OK Records. One Heart Lonely.
This is Buzztown Radio. Late Buzz at Dunstable and the surrounding villages. This is Buzztown Radio.
Carol Lloyd, Try My Love. Buzztown Radio, Carol Lloyd and Try My Love, A-side on Tower Records from December 1967, produced by Charles Chalmers and composed by Carol Lloyd. Running out of time, it's 7 minutes to the hour. Here's Jimmy Guilford, All Over and Done. Yeah, an album track only. I couldn't find any historical info on that one. Jimmy Guilford, Over and Done, I found on an album, an LP, by Haley Records called Detroit, My Hometown, released on the 13th of March, 2020.
Well, it's all over.
On your radio, you're listening to
Bob Hutchins, Soul on Saturday. Great soul music live on Buzztown Radio. Buzztown Radio, Buzztown Radio, Buzztown Radio.
This is our final record of the afternoon. It's The Pageants and Make It Last. Yeah, The Pageants for you there, winding up this afternoon's show. That was called Make It Last, the B-side to She Is Your Girl. Came out on Groove Records from January 1965, composed by Leroy Bronson. Well, a big thank you to everyone that's tuned in this afternoon. I'm Bob Hutchins. You've been listening to Soul on Saturday. I'll be back next Saturday, 2 o'clock, to do it all over again. Next show here on Buzztown is a 60s show for you, which is called Solid Gold 60s with Jeff Dorset. And then 8 o'clock, Sounds of Jamaica oldie show with DJ Bobby H. Yes, that's me, of course. Okay, enjoy the rest of your weekend, folks. See you again soon. Bye for now.
Soul on Saturday was a Bob Hutchins radio production for Buzztown Radio.